welcome to Africa's biggest football show, Football Planet, here on your most preferred Pan-African channel of choice, Africanews. My name is Julia Bewa, and I'm glad to be back on your screens again. So ahead, Algeria has a new man at the helm of affairs in football administration. We hear from him. In Zambia, the country's football association have taken measures to address a major crisis. We will come through with some images. And on a rather sad note, we will look at what the death of Ghanaian coach Herbert Addo means for coaches in the country. We have an expert voice on this. So we start off in Algeria, where there is a new man in charge of leading the country's football administration. So Kheireddine Zetchi, the new FA president, is talking big days after taking office. Among other things, he has promised to get the national team back on track and the local game. The promises come after the North African country failed to get out of their group at the Africa Cup of Nations in Gabon. Let's hear from him.
Le vote qui a eu lieu aujourd'hui a été fait en toute démocratie.
Today's vote was conducted in a democratic way. We have retained the majority, which now allows us all legitimacy to be able to start our mandate in the best conditions while hoping to be up to the mission that we are getting on, and which does not promise to be easy. There are priorities and emergencies, particularly with regard to the appointment of a coach, given that there are very short and short-term deadlines in place for our national teams. I cannot give you names, but what I can tell you is that we have some CVs already, which will be reviewed jointly by all members of the Federation. I will propose, as President, to the whole Federal Office that we go on general amnesty. That is to say, amnesty for all referees, the players, all the active parties in our football, so that we can turn a new page and start on a clean slate.
Ensuite, il appartiendra au Bureau fédéral de statuer sur cette question.
But still, it will be up to the Federal Office to decide on these issues.
Que nous devons, c'est-à-dire.
But I am profoundly convinced that we must have this amnesty in order to go in sync with the new vision.
C'est-à-dire de la nouvelle vision, inshallah.
Let's head to Zambia, where the Football Association has beaten a crucial FIFA deadline to pass new laws in line with the world body statuses. So the Constitution received a tremendous backing, with 309 members out of a possible 320 voting in favor to surpass the minimum threshold of 240 votes needed. So the Constitution was important as the country's football establishment had up to the end of March to align their laws with that of FIFA's or risk a ban. The Football Association and some key stakeholders have been speaking about the welcoming news.
It's a progressive constitution, and I think it will help towards improving the quality of the game. As you know, we are talking about taking football to the rural area, who have better representation from all provinces into the first executive committee.
The constitution still needs polishing up. The constitution still needs regulations to support it. And then after this, we should have peace in the game. Really. It's time the Football Association had peace.
So time to move to Ghana, and we have since learnt of the demise of one of Ghana's most celebrated coaches, Herbert Addo, who passed in the Ghanaian capital aged 66. So we have been joined by London-based Ghanaian sports journalist, that is Christopher Opoku, who speaks on what appears to be the unfortunate loss of the last of a dying breed of successful Ghanaian coaches. Chris, thank you so much for joining me here on Football Planet. Certainly a severe blow for Ghanaian football. First, it was Jones Atukefio, then CK Jenfi, and now Herbert Addo. What sort of man are we talking about, and what legacy does he leave?
Ghana has lost the likes of Samade, Ike Afrani, and before that, Ben Kofi, CK Jenfi, and Jones Atukefio. And in my books, Herbert was the last of a dying breed when it comes to coaching in Ghana. I mean, he's had a fabulous career. I mean, that's how I describe it. I mean, you look at what he did with the Hibakis team of 1982, the likes of Kwame Samson and Malo Kwashi and others who belonged to the Black Stars that actually won the Cup of Nations in 1982. He took that Hibakis team to win the West African Football Union trophy that year in 1982. In fact, I have lost count of the achievements of Kheireddine. He was a true great, and I think he's the last of a dying breed of coaches who really achieved for Ghana. And this is a huge, huge loss to Ghana football. I think we're not doing anything when it comes to transition, because you would expect that with the legendary figures we are talking about, including Kheireddine, there would have been a system in place for young and upcoming coaches to have learned something from them. There would have been a system in place for them to put their thoughts, ideas, philosophies, tactics, formations, and everything on paper. So there are up-and-coming coaches who come and learn. There would be a manual for other people to learn. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. My worry is for the crop of up-and-coming coaches that we have in Ghana. What are they going to learn from? Who are they going to look at to again? What sort of inspiration are they going to take? I mean, we've got to start all over again, and I don't think it's a good development for Ghana football.
Our condolences to the family. So on to some legendary news. And a veteran and Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon has featured in his 1,000th professional game, yes, 1,000th, as he held his country to a 2-0 win over Albania in their pursuit of a spot at the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. So a fitting tribute to one of the game's all-time great goalkeepers. He overtook Spain's Iker Casillas' European International Cup record by moving on to 168 appearances for Italy. So Buffon made his debut back in 1995 for Parma and has since gone on to become one of football's biggest inspirations. So let's take a look at his career fact sheet. What an achievement by Buffon, still staying with issues of goalkeeping. And while the debates over how much of goalkeeping quality is left in today's football, there is more room for some opinions. And this time, one is coming from none other than ace Cameroonian goalkeeper Joseph Antoine Bell, who has spoken on producing quality keepers in the country. Antoine Bell, thank you so much for joining me here on Football Planet. Do you think we are ever going to see the kind of quality we saw in your era?
I think, yes, we had good players and good goalkeepers before, but we are more likely to have average-making good teams and good players today because they learn how to play. It's hard to say we are going to see it. We hope to see it, surely. We hope to see it, but I think it was really special. But like I said, what is different is average. That is, when you go to the AFCON, for example, you won't see bad goalkeeping. Maybe you won't see exceptional goalkeeping, but you will always see good goalkeepers. It's easier for Cameroon to have good goalkeepers because those young boys have got some legends, true legends. It means among people, you have people admire those who did it, which means they will encourage the younger ones to do the same. They will help you not criticizing you or not stopping you from doing it. So you can just follow the path of those who did it before.
So Cameroonian legend Joseph Antoine Belder, thank you so much for your time. So we go to Italy, where Akosia Puni Essien, wife of Ghanaian footballing Chelsea legend Michael Essien, has addressed local media on her recent purchase of third-tier club FC Como. So Puni is no stranger to football, as her husband is former Milan, Real Madrid and also Chelsea player. So Como were in Serie A as recently as 2002 and 2003, but plummeted down to 3 consecutive relegations in Serie C2, going bankrupt in 2004. So they fought their way back into Serie B in 2015, but after immediate relegation back to Liga Pro in 2016, there was a new bankruptcy. So the tribunal allowed the club to continue operating this season until a new buyer could be found. So we are wrapping up, but up next is Week in Pictures. So thanks for making time to watch Football Planet here on Africa News. Join us same time next week. From the team here in Pointe-Noire, Congo, we say thanks for watching. My name is Juliet Bewa. Keep watching Africa News.